in this video I am going to talk to you about 10 things you definitely need to know before considering moving to Raleigh, North Carolina. Maybe you're moving here, maybe your job is moving you here, maybe you're not really sure at all if you want to move to Raleigh. So these 10 things are very important, so definitely stay with me till the end because you're going to love this. And welcome back. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about relocating to North Carolina, what is this city about, then this is the right channel for you. Please subscribe, hit the bell button for notifications so you can be the first one to learn about everything here. Everything Raleigh, the suburbs. How is life in Raleigh? What happens when you come here or when your children come here to Duke University or NC State? How are the schools? Are there any parks? Are there any lakes? What's happening with the job? A lot of things have shifted. So if this is something that you are interested in, definitely click that subscribe button because we do post 3 videos every single week. And with that in mind, my name is Yoana. Me and my team get a lot of calls from people just like you and you and you and you every single day, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're considering coming here in 9 days or in 90 days, please hit me up. I'd love to be the one to help you with the transition. I'd love to make that transition for you as smooth and happy as possible. And without further ado, let's get into the top 10 things you need to know before moving to Raleigh, North Carolina. Alright, so let me just start with a fun fact. Did you know that IDC has honored Raleigh with the Smart Cities Award in North America? That is an amazing thing to know because we do have a lot of families, young and young professionals that are highly educated that have made the big decision to move to Raleigh, North Carolina for a reason. Also, probably you've heard about the City of Oaks. Yes, it is gorgeous. There's plenty of oaks to admire. There's plenty of nature, and actually a really interesting fact for me when I came here was the fact that I couldn't really see much. I couldn't see the restaurants, I couldn't see the businesses. That's because of how many trees there are. What a beautiful problem to have. Alright, so number 1 on my list is jobs. And I would say that most of the people that come here have heard about how hot Raleigh is from an IT perspective. We are in the Research Triangle Park. What does that mean? Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill, close to some of the best universities in the country, right? The UNC, Raleigh, NC State, and Duke University. You are speaking about amazing healthcare, a lot of IT jobs, a lot of university professors, doctors, highly educated people. So when you are when you're thinking about Raleigh from an IT perspective, definitely a great IT hub. Probably you know about Apple, Microsoft, Google, all these huge companies, biotech companies. And if you are coming here, I am guessing that 50% of you are coming with a job, and most of our clients are coming here for the jobs. So speaking of that, that is my first, and I would say one of the most important things on the list. Number 2 on my list would be affordable housing. I know that could be a debate nowadays because the pricing has increased tremendously after COVID, and that is something that is putting a lot of young individuals in a situation where they have to rent, and rent has increased. However, when you look at the national average price point here compared to the national average is fairly okay. Yes, you can get a home at $450,000. That would be somewhere there around the medium price point for the Raleigh area. You can get a townhome, you can get something cheaper than that. Now mind you, it might be not in the best location or condition in that $300,000 price point, but the point is this: you can't afford anything in California or Miami or New York. So I'm just looking at how hot the place is and how hot and amazing the culture is and the universities are. So if I'm looking at that and comparing Raleigh to other mega cities, I think that we can still say that Raleigh is affordable. A little while ago, Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank, she has mentioned Raleigh as one of the places where you should invest in, and ever since there's been a lot of investors, a lot of companies that have purchased homes here, and has prompted Raleigh to become even more on top there for the places to move to or to invest in. So it's definitely competitive. It is a competitive market. It has slowed down a little bit, as you all know, because of the interest rates. However, if a home is priced accordingly, we do still see multiple offers. And who doesn't want a $500,000 home on a beautiful lake with a great yard, with plenty of space, with an office and all that? So yes, housing here is still affordable, and you can find something, if not in Raleigh, in one of the suburbs such as Holly Springs, Wake Forest. You can go to Apex, to Cary. Maybe you want to go to Roseville or Garner or Nidell. By the way, I do have some vlogs about some of these areas, some of these suburbs, so you can definitely pick and choose. It is a fairly small area, and driving from one place to another is not such a big deal, so definitely plenty of choices from a housing perspective. All right, and number 3 on my list is, and I've spoken to you a little bit about this, but universities. Not only do you have North Carolina State University, but you also have Meredith College, you have Living Arts College, Shaw University, and just as a little FYI, from a mom's perspective, schools in Raleigh are amazing. You have really good magnet schools, you have Montessori schools, you have charter schools. So what can be better than just coming here, having your child go to an amazing school, and then just hop to NC State and be right here in your backyard? So universities is a big winning point for a lot of the families. Who doesn't want to go and explore a free museum? I'm here at the North Carolina Museum of History, and let me tell you about what Raleigh has to offer. So there's a lot of free museums. North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences, Marbles Museum, which is amazing, by the way, for the children, North Carolina Museum of History, and oftentimes, I'm not sure if you knew this, but Raleigh has been referred to as the Smithsonian of the South. If you have never seen the museum of the North Carolina Museum of Art, it is absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of local artists, Art Nouveau, and once you're inside, you can actually explore the museum park. There's a pond there, water features, along with hundreds and hundreds of art exhibits. So I think that what I'm doing now might actually help you just get an idea of how the North Carolina Museum of History looks like. I will definitely go inside at some point as well. In the weekend, my parents are actually coming, joining me for the holidays here, and I cannot wait to bring them here to visit the North Carolina Museum of History and the Art Museum, and my children are definitely going to enjoy the Marbles Museum. Even though they're big, they're still enjoying this museum. And also we like to go to the Museum of Life and Science that is in Durham, by the way. However, it's just about a 20-minute drive. So this is it. This is the location of the North Carolina Museum of History. Just wanted to show you real quick. And let's get to our 5th and really cool thing to know about Raleigh. All right, and I'm sure that all of you are very curious about restaurants and what can you find here. One thing I want you to know, and I'll be very quick, is that if you are a vegetarian, Raleigh has plenty of options. I don't know if you know that, but you know, not a lot of cities in the US have a lot of vegetarian options. If you want an elegant restaurant, if you want to host events, if you want to just enjoy a cocktail on the porch, if you want an amazing crispy calamari, the Judith one, it's called unbelievable, this is the place to come to. It is called the Second Empire Restaurant and Tavern. Such a beautiful building, as you can see right here off of Hillsborough Street. What I am going to do is I'm just going to drive you in downtown Raleigh and show you some of the other top restaurants that are close by. And also I want you to know that everything surrounding Raleigh, so the whole RTP area, is filled with amazing culinary options, very diverse. So besides the fact that you have vegetarian, you do not only have the southern cuisine. No, it's not only the biscuits and it's for me especially that I have been all over the place to be honest, all over the world. I really love cooking at home, but then when I go outside of my home, I want to get a good Mexican or Sichuan or Chinese or French or Indonesian, or I want diversity, and Raleigh is checking all the boxes from our point of view, not only from a restaurant perspective, but also a bunch of bakeries, good ice cream, good cakes. Everything here is primo. So let's drive in downtown and let me show you a couple of other spots that I highly recommend just in this area. And then if you have more questions about restaurants, definitely connect with me and I'll definitely give you more options. But this is just a quick overview of what downtown Raleigh has to offer. All right, everyone, and the next thing that I want to show you.
Continue for 3 miles.
Okay, so traffic. This is what we're looking at when it comes to traffic, which compared to Los Angeles or last time we were in the Miami area, literally took us 40 minutes to get in like 3 miles to go to a park with our children. So traffic is not an issue. Now you are going to, of course, get some times, especially at 5 o'clock or so, where the traffic is going to be a little bit heavier, but it really is not bad at all. I am in downtown, just driving leisurely. And also, of course, as you have seen in my vlog for Raleigh, there is not a lot to drive in, as in Raleigh is very small. You can walk the entire downtown without a problem, so keep that in mind. You can take your bike, so you don't necessarily need to have a car or to stay in any sort of traffic. And also if you're trying to get to the suburbs, you're going to be more than fine at any time of the day, to be honest. Even rush hour is fairly acceptable compared to what I'm used to in the world. I was in Europe in the summer and France was also just mind-blowingly busy. The traffic was, wow, unbelievable. So this is a breeze. Nature. I know that Raleigh is a metropolis, so when it comes to how much you can do, you can walk, you can bike, Raleigh is definitely unbeatable from a lot of cities that I have seen. The greenways that are connecting the entire triangle area were pretty much the one thing that made us go, oh my god, when we came here. So think about it: greenways, nature, amazing quality air, vegan restaurants, not a lot of traffic. Definitely come and enjoy nature and work on your health. Another thing on my list would be how close North Carolina is to the beaches and to the mountains. Now, we are skiers. We used to live in LA, like I said, and we were never able to swim there, but the Atlantic beaches, you can actually swim. The water is amazingly warm. So you are about 2.5 hours away from Wrightsville Beach, which is, I believe, the closest. You do have Wilmington. You do have plenty of places to choose from, and also you can go skiing. I believe it was Medoc Mountain, yes, where we went for the first time with the children. So if you are a skier, they do have slopes for all levels. Also, I don't know if you know, as a fun fact, Morehead City, I think it was Realtor.com that said that it is one of the most affordable places to buy a home, a vacation home on the beach. So welcome to North Carolina, the state where you can go enjoy the beaches just for the weekend if you want, 2 hours away, or even just for the day. And also go to the Appalachian Mountains, go to ski anywhere. You can actually drive to Virginia as well if you want something cooler, or, well, as in cooler, maybe you are an advanced skier and you want something more than what North Carolina has to offer. Anyway, the point is that you are very close. You can drive there. You don't have to take a plane. And speaking of planes, another amazing thing on my list would be the fact that Raleigh is very close to the RTP International Airport. So that is a major driving factor for a lot of the people that are relocating here. Even though you might want to go to Asheville, let's say, which is absolutely mind-blowingly beautiful, that was one of the things that we were considering as well as a family. However, the fact that it didn't have an international airport kind of just eliminated that city from our relocation checklist. So definitely come to the Raleigh area if you want to have an international airport. Another very important thing on our list is the RDU International Airport. RDU is such a wonderful airport. Our family loves it because even though it is considered one of the largest airports in the US, it is actually, according to the FAA, RDU is the 39th largest airport in the US by passenger volume. It really doesn't feel like such a big airport. It's very cozy, and it has actually been awarded or ranked as one of the top airports for customer satisfaction, which definitely is a huge deal. It has a lot of restaurants, a lot of cafes where you can hang out, and because the parking lot is not quite as big, or not as crowded, I should say, it doesn't feel like you really have to be at the airport 4 hours before your flight departs. So there are about 5 gates at this airport, and we love the fact that it is so close to Cary, Morrisville, to the RTP, to Durham, Chapel Hill, to Raleigh. So definitely very, very well situated. So that being said, if having an airport is important to you and your family, if you're traveling a lot with work, if you're bringing family from overseas like we do to stay with you for longer periods of time, having the airport is a very, very important thing on your checklist. So yep, let's move on to our next point on our list. And just as an FYI, I don't know if you know, but Morehead City actually ranks as one of the best cities to buy a vacation home to, and one of the cheapest on the beach. So that's a big plus. And the latest one on my list would be the amount of lakes that Raleigh has to offer. This has been such a blessing for us, for our family, to be honest. We love hiking, we love biking. If you are a pet owner, this is going to be one of the biggest pluses when considering coming to Raleigh. We are literally in the middle of the city, and you wouldn't even see that there's a lake besides, of course, the big ones. And then there you go. You just make a right and you are right here. We are in Morrisville at Lake Crabtree. Now, the biggest lake here is Lake Jordan, followed by Falls Lake. And then you're going to have Lake Johnson, Lake Wheeler, Lake Benson, Backhorn Reservoir, Harris Lake, Falls Lake. And I don't know if you know this, but Fantasy Lake Adventure Park, you can actually scuba dive there. There's a Cary Lake, and they offer diving, training. There's a park, there's camping. So there's absolutely plenty of lakes to choose from. And as I said, you will also be very, very close to the ocean. So they say that being surrounded by the water for 20 minutes or more per day gives you a lot of peace of mind, tranquility. This is exactly what this area does for our family coming from Europe and from Los Angeles. So overall, such a really amazing place to be in, especially for us having two children. So again, you can be just without children. It really doesn't matter. I think especially after COVID, having a place where you can feel so close to nature, where you can meditate, practice self-awareness is absolutely huge. So being in the middle of the city and having all the lakes. Again, I am right now in Morrisville, which is 20 minutes from downtown Raleigh. So Cary has lakes, Apex has lakes, Holly Springs. You go up north, there's plenty. So if you like boating, some of them like Lake Jordan, you can swim in, you can come, you can have picnics, there's playgrounds. So this is the last one on my list. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we do have several videos on Morrisville vlogs about all of these areas. If you're interested in a specific vlog or any information that pertains to living in the Raleigh area, just let us know. Thank you for watching, and whether you're looking to come here in 9 days or in 90 days, we'd love to be the ones to help you make that relocation, the whole moving as smooth and happy as possible. Till the next tour.